Shown Pamoja. It showcased different designs from different designers. This is what took place.
Eminado, Eminado,
yeah.
Eminado, 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 Eminado,
Don Jazzy,
Eminado, Eminado. So I asked her, what do you want from the bank? I just come from the bank, and I got money to throw it. So everybody, oh yeah, oh it. Rocking that body, rocking that body, rocking that body for me. Keep rocking that body for me. Here I go,
oh here I go. It's time to show me your love. Open the door. I'll leave you begging for more. Oh my baby, carry me like your baby. I don't know what you did to me, but I'll never leave. I'll be your Eminado, Eminado, the one and only Eminado, Eminado. I'll be your African Bobby, Eminado, Eminado. You'll be my six-pack bubble, Eminado, Eminado. One without the other is nothing, baby. Won't you join together? Let no man come put us under, baby. We will be together, me and you together forever, baby. For now, nothing matter. Make you just relax and watch me while I'm rocking my body, rocking my body, rocking my body for you. Rocking my body for you.
here I go.
Oh, here I go. It's time to show me your love. Open the door. I'll leave you begging for more. Oh my baby, carry me like your baby. I don't know what you did to me, but I'll never leave. I'll be your Eminado, Eminado, the one and only Eminado, Eminado. I'll be your African Bobby, Eminado, Eminado. You'll be my six-pack bubble, Eminado, Eminado. Oh, I feel brand new every time I think about you. We could do anything you want to. Oh boy, I want you to know that I got your back. Oh, I feel brand new every time I think about you. We could do anything you want to. Make we enjoy the moment. Watch me while I'm rocking my body, rocking my body, rocking my body for you. Rocking my body for you.
Here I go.
Oh, here I go. It's time to show me your love. Open the door. I'll leave you begging for more. Oh my baby, carry me like your baby. I don't know what you did to me, but I'll never leave. I'll be your Eminado, Eminado, the one and only Eminado, Eminado. I'll be your African Bobby, Eminado, Eminado. You'll be my six-pack bubble, Eminado, Eminado. Oh, here I go. It's time to show me your love. Open the door. I'll leave you begging for more. Oh my baby, carry me like your baby. I don't know what you did to me, but I'll never leave. I'll be your Eminado, Eminado, the one and only Eminado, Eminado. I'll be your African Bobby, Eminado, Eminado. You'll be my six-pack bubble, Eminado, Eminado. I'll never leave. I'll be your Eminado, Eminado, the one and only Eminado, Eminado. I'll be your African Bobby, Eminado, Eminado.
Eminado, Eminado,
See what's happening.
Eminado, Eminado,
Don Jazzy,
Eminado, Eminado. So I asked her, what do you want from the bank? I just come from the bank, and I got money to throw it. So everybody, oh yeah, oh it. Rocking that body, rocking that body, rocking that body for me. Keep rocking that body for me. Here I go.
oh here I go. It's time to show me your love. Open the door. I'll leave you begging for more. Oh my baby, carry me like your baby. I don't know what you did to me, but I'll never leave. I'll be your Eminado, Eminado, the one and only Eminado, Eminado.
Sabiendo la situación en que los dos tenemos nuestro amor, vivimos escondidos. Escucha de mi canción, ay, recházame Es que no puedo aceptar tu amor. Ay, olvídame, aunque no duela que aceptar ese dolor. Es que yo tengo mi mujer y tú tienes tu novio. Yo no quiero ser infiel, me matará la tentación. This is for y'all players out there. I'm not just talking about the fellas. You already know what it is. Royce. Too strong. He said.
That's all we had for you this week on Login. Big thanks to Why Not Fashion House, Jamie, my makeup artist. See you next time. I'm Annie. Good night.
Club is brewed longer for easier drinking, brewed slower for great taste.
Club, tastefully different.
NTV, turning on your world.
Program Guide.
Tonight on NTV.
I'm not going to allow it.
Not only will you allow it, but for the first time, you're going to listen to me.
Calm down, Ricardo, please.
Let me remind you that I'm your dad.
I want to confuse her, like she did with me. I didn't know whether it was day or it was night.
Some years from now, we are going to have people who are named Sitting Room John, Bathroom Eddie.
That the doctor found him urinating in a sink, so he said, Sebo, why are you urinating in a sink? The Michigan looked at him and said, go na namiz.
Tonight on NTV.
Energy Moment is brought to you by Reham Rock Boom. Feel the positive energy.
Feel extremely burnt out and all the energy is gone. Grab yourself a Rock Boom and feel the positive energy. Reload with Rock Boom Energy Drink and go the extra mile.
Sights and Sounds is brought to you.
We went to the movies. I forgot my wallet, but my brother sent me money.
I pretended not to notice.
Every day was a celebration.
to you.
We went to the movies. I forgot my wallet, but my brother sent me money.
I pretended not to notice.
Street Live in association with
okukunda ebyennyanja n'okusoma nkyasoma nsoma nenkwata eggaali nengenda ku nnyanja olw'omukaga n'olw'essande nensitubula ebyennyanja ngolwe nvuga ngege mu kagaali ku kabokisi ambula mu buto ngizimbyemu ennyumba yange era eri awo kabulengo awo nagula poloti nzimbyemu ennyumba y'amaduuka.
Reham fun time. Fun all the time.
Counting the number of multinationals setting up here. What about the 3 companies that announced their plans to launch last week? I say they're shortly. Me, I'd be looking to sell. At what price? More. Much, much more.
I don't know who you are or how you know these things, but one thing I'm sure of, you're in the wrong job. Here, call me tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'd like to hear more from you.
Are you ready for your big break? The East African, understanding the region.
NTV, turning on your world.
Hello and good afternoon once again. This is NTV and this is NTV at 1. We have the headlines fast before we take off. The East African Community Affairs Minister assures Parliament over Zua amid the plot to oust her as the East African Legislative Assembly Speaker. And a shot in the arm, Foreign Affairs gets $3 billion to promote tourism. Also coming up, a United Nations report says more than 3,600 women, children and men subjected to rape and other sexual violence in Congo. Welcome. This is NTV at 1. My name is Malcolm Sime, and the Minister for the East African Affairs, Shemba Guine, says President Museveni is having consultations with other regional heads of state to discuss the fate of the Speaker of the East African Legislative Assembly, Margaret Zua, who is currently battling an impeachment process initiated against her. This as he sought to assure Parliament over Zua's status. Several East African Legislative Assembly MPs want her out on grounds of abuse of office and poor leadership skills. She, however, denies the charges.
On the 1st of April 2014, the motion to remove the Speaker of East African Legislative Assembly was tabled in the Assembly, but without being discussed. Mr. Speaker, this matter touches on the East African Legislative Assembly, which is an independent assembly, And in this regard, the matter has been brought attention of His Excellency the President of Uganda, who has since been consulting with the members of the summit with a view to finding a solution. Mr. Speaker, I wish to inform this House that whatever the outcome of that consultation, Uganda will remain in the seat of the Speaker. I thank you.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs says it's set to receive at least 3 billion shillings earmarked for shoring up Uganda's tourism strength through the different diplomatic missions. James Mugume, the permanent secretary in the ministry, says there's now an ongoing joint strategy with sister ministries of tourism and trade to ensure immediate refinement of tourism products to market abroad. And he made this disclosure while receiving a delegation of leading tourism firms from Canada, currently on a week-long visit to Uganda's national parks and other sites.
Tourism promotion is a joint effort. There's materials, there's content, there is tourism fairs, attendance, exhibitions. This is a Herculean task. So if we can work together, I'm sure we can overcome it. We are also interacting with our partners, our stakeholders, Ministry of Trade, Ministry of Tourism, and others, to put money into their budgets so that we can work as partners in promotion of tourism.
Obviously, the USA is the world's #1 market in tourism. Canada is a very, very high-end spender, but a lot of these markets are largely don't know what's happening in Uganda. And for us, Escapedia is one of the world's largest wholesale outbound marketers. And our High Commission in Canada was very, very instrumental in bringing these people here.
Yes, I think it is good news and it deserves an applause, because for a very long time we've talked about funding tourism, we've talked about funding promotion of the destination, we've talked about selling Uganda as a destination first before I can sell it as a company.
The public, private sector and civil society have entered a formal engagement that will now see a wider participation on issues of corporate governance, as well as pushing for accountability across government programs. And according to the chair of the Civil Society Private Public Sector Forum, Livingstone Sewanyana, they will jointly participate in activities around the national budget formulation processes, monitor the implementation and effective use of public resources. And this will also touch on trade investment, education, skills development, health, peace and conflict, taxation, and of course also policy review, as well as best governance practices.
As the people who are planning for us in future, this is of great interest to them, yes, so that they are not planning for a divisive Uganda. They don't want to hear private sector wants this, civil society. What do you all want together? And that's the message that we are hoping to be able to take to the National Planning Authority.
It would be damning for a government to actually ignore such input from a very powerful group. And of course it would be in their interest to legislate effectively. I don't think there's any government that would sort of become hostile at such a group and completely ignore their recommendations.
It's the first time we are doing it. We have not done it before. Civil society coming together with the private sector, and as Maggie indicated earlier on, we seem to be at tangents at some point.
Yes.
We seem to be at tangents. We all want, we all know our destiny, where we want to go. But the approach, the way to there, how do we move there? Can we harmonize?
We shall be reaching out to various ministries, government departments, ensuring that our voices are heard. And since we have within our membership very influential persons, definitely we hope that we are going to have an impact.
Now, some good news. NTV senior reporter and anchor Solomon Seranja has made us proud by scooping an award at the Uganda National Journalism Awards by the African Center for Media Excellency. Seranja bagged an award in the National News Reporting category. Senior health reporter Florence Nalimba got a honorary mention, while Daily Monitor's Agatha Ayabaziwe took the top prize in the health category. While officiating at the ceremony, the Inspector General of Government, Irene Muliagonja, lauded the journalists for participating in the fight against corruption to save the taxpayers' money.
Congratulations to you. Congratulations to you. Congratulations. TV can be used to provide intelligent, educative, informative news that individuals could use. The story that wins in this category is called Terror Alert, and that story is produced by Mr. Solomon Serwanja from NTV Uganda. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to you. Congratulations.
I want to appreciate everyone for the love and support, but especially this award belongs to NTV. As the whole newsroom, it's not my award, but it's the great effort of the team that was behind this award. So as NTV, we are very proud to be the winners of the National Reporting Journalism Award 2013. This is indeed a great achievement. And as NTV, will continue serving our viewers with the best in journalism.
In the recent past, the media has taken keen interest in the coverage of corruption-related issues. You did well in the coverage of issues like the Gavi funds, the Chogam funds, the OPM scandal, the scandals in the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Public Service, and the recent investigations like on the UNEB issues. We had
our keynote speaker asked that
this evening, as we recognize journalists who have excelled in their fields, let me remind you again to do your work with objectivity and professionalism. Let us provide the citizens with balanced stories that will encourage them to demand for transparency and accountability from those in positions of leadership, whether political or technical. This will help us to have a country where citizens receive better services and thus create a better environment for all of us to live in.
Thank you. That's congratulations to Solomon Serwanja and Florence Nalimba for putting a smile on the team in the newsroom, rather on their faces. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, has more stories for you.
Sunlight adds fabric conditioners to washing powder to give you Sunlight 2-in-1 for sensational cleaning and fragrance that lasts and lasts and lasts. Sunlight 2-in-1, sensational cleaning and all-day fragrance.
Power theft can not only cause destruction of properties and power outages, but can also lead to death. Speak up and report power theft. It's a crime and affects everyone. Let's unite against power theft and save lives.
On the next episode of Jazz with Isaiah.
Like most people. So the people started calling me the cowboy because I was talking about, history of country music is so popular among cowboys. So I called them maybe Ugandan folk jazz or something.
What then? What? Folk jazz?
Ugandan folk jazz.
Okay.
UG folk jazz. It's my own.
Jazz with Isaiah.
The court in Mbale has issued a court order to the family of Rogers Babi to repossess a house which they had been illegally evicted from last month. Juma Ranga evicted the family, claiming ownership of the house.
Barely after the eviction, this family packed all its belongings and began living adjacent to the house, which was once their place of abode.
Katonda waffe nabo mwoyo mutukuvu kabalumirize mukama bawulirire ddala nti taata kye baakola si kyekyo.
Often it rained on them. They had to endure the punishing cold that the wife of Rogers Bambi lost a 9-year-old son.
Tulina kintu kyonna kitutaasa ano, tulina bukuumi bwonna obadde butukuuma ano netutobeza ebintu byaffe byonna nga tulinako kyonna ebintu byonna bituyambako wano nga tutwebiika.
However, there is justice at least. Barely after the court ordered the family to repossess the house, the family removed the fence which had been erected. The family also lost a lot of property. On returning to their home, the family was overcome by emotions.
Government has put in place a higher education students financing board to actualize the students loan scheme in higher institutions of learning scheme. And according to the Minister of Information and National Guidance, the board will execute duties in line with the provisions of the Education Students Act 2014.
Education Students Financing Board Secretariat has not been in position to roll out loans and scholarships for the beneficiaries due to the absence of the board. Cabinet therefore approved the members of the board of the Higher Education Students Financing Act of 2014, and the members include the following: Reverend Father Professor Kalisto Locheng, PhD, as the chairperson. Everything is very, very explicit in the law, and they will just be operationalizing what is provided for under the law. We don't expect them to come up with new measures. It's just handling the administrative part of the law. The roles of the board will include, among others, improving access to higher institutions of learning to students pursuing higher education in accredited institutions of higher learning recognized by the National Council of Higher Education, and also enhancing the effective and efficient utilization and disbursement of resources to all beneficiaries to ensure equity in access.
Let's have a look at international news now. The United Nations has said more than 3,600 women, children and men were subjected to rape and other sexual violence in Congo over a 4-year period by the country's defense and security forces or armed rebels. And about the Malaysian plane, teams are focusing on narrowed search area in the hunt for the missing jet after more signals were heard earlier this week.
A United Nations report published on Wednesday documented 3,645 victims of sexual violence between January 2010 and December 2013, with nearly 3/4 of the victims women. Ranging in age from 2 to 8 years old, 73% of victims were women, 25% were children and 2% were men, the report said. Just over half the rapes documented were committed by members of the armed groups that operate in eastern Congo. The remainder were attributed to state agents, including soldiers in the military, who were implicated in around 1 in 3 rapes. The report said the period from 2010 through 2013 had been characterized by the persistence of incidents of sexual violence and were extremely serious due to their scale, their systematic nature, and the number of victims. In some incidents in the volatile East, large-scale rape had been used as a weapon of war or to punish civilians for their perceived collaboration with the rival party to the conflict in the struggle for power over areas rich in natural resources. Violent sexual crimes were committed during attacks on villages and alongside killings, abductions and looting. And many women were raped in their homes while working on farms, going to the market or fetching water, the report said. In other news, today's search was said to involve up to 14 aircraft and 13 ships, the agency coordinating the search announced. They will search 57,923 square kilometers or 22,364 square miles, the smallest designated search area in the hunt to date. Yesterday, the official leading the search said he believed teams were looking in the right area. Flight MH370 disappeared on 8th March, carrying 239 people. It was traveling from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing when it lost contact with air traffic controllers. Malaysian officials say that based on satellite data, they believed it ended its flight in the southern Indian Ocean, thousands of kilometers from its intended flight up.
Bayern Munich ended Man United's Champions League run at the quarter-final stage with a 3-1 victory. The second leg to secure a 4-2 aggregate win. And in other games, Barcelona crashed out the Champions League as well at the hands of Atletico Madrid, who reached the semi-finals for the first time in 40 years. It was the first time in 7 years that Barcelona had not reached the last four of the Champions League.
Manchester United's hopes of redeeming a poor season with a surprise Champions League semi-final place were ended as holders Bayern Munich fought back to record a dominant second-leg win. David Moyes' side had held Bayern to a 1-1 draw at Old Trafford and stunned the hosts when Patrice Evra rifled in.
Evra with a shot! He scored! Patrice Evra gives Manchester United the precious away goal! Oh, it's game on now in Munich!
But Mario Mandzukic nodded in a swift equalizer before Thomas Müller's scuffed finish put Bayern ahead.
Oh, they've equalised within a minute! United were still celebrating their goal. Now they're back level again.
Ian Robben then wrapped up the 4-2 aggregate win with a fine solo goal. With United already out of the Premier League title race, FA Cup and League Cup, the Champions League had been Moyes' final chance to redeem what has been a hugely disappointing season for the 2012-2013 league champions. Elsewhere, Adrian Lopez in the side for Diego Costa with a prolific striker ruled out by a hamstring injury, shot against the post in the 5th minute, but within seconds, Atletico were ahead.
David Villa foraging, and he'll get it back across, and Adrian is in there, opportunity, and a goal by Koke! A giant step towards the semi-finals!
There was no respite from Atletico, who came close to killing off the tie before the 20-minute mark, with Villa hitting the post and then the crossbar. Argentine superstar Lionel Messi had headed just wide in between Villa's two efforts, and although the Catalans improved as the game developed, they failed to consistently test Atletico goalkeeper Courtois. Diego, scorer of the crucial away goal in the first leg, forced Pinto into action with a fierce shot from a tight angle after Gabi's weak shot at the feet of Pinto wasted another chance for the hosts. Neymar's header, 13 minutes from the end, was inches wide of Courtois' right-hand post as Atletico claimed a memorable win.
Yes, indeed, Man United crashing out of the Champions League in almost all competitions. But details from those games, you get expert analysis from David Rumansi, Ismail Dakawa-Chigongo, and Aaron Darin on famous sports magazine, Omumori, coming up. Next, and that was NTV at 1. Enjoy your afternoon.
NTV, turning on your world.
He's sworn blind that he'll never appear in an all-action explosions-a-go-go blockbuster, but Bruce Willis will have a hard time escaping his reputation as that genre's most successful and sought-after star. He is the ultimate of super-action heroes. Bruce Willis was born as Walter Bruce Willison on the 19th of March in 1955 in Ida Oberstein, a German town near the border with Luxembourg. The oldest of 4 children, he grew up in a working-class family. Although he was a very outgoing and active youngster, Bruce grew up with a stutter and found it easier to express himself while on the stage, performing in front of an audience. Rather than attend college after graduation, he worked in bars and had a stint as a bodyguard before he found his passion for acting. With a debut coming in the theatre in the off-Broadway production of Heaven and Earth in 1997, it led him to television commercials and the role of David Addison in the phenomenally popular television series Moonlighting. This role won him an Emmy and a Golden Globe Award. It became his launching pad to international stardom. Always ambitious and multi-talented, he also had a love of music. Believe it or not, he released an album for Motown Records entitled Bruce Willis, The Return of Bruno, which eventually went platinum, hanging on the charts for over 29 weeks. His feature film debut came in 1987 in the comedy Blind Date, starring alongside Kim Basinger. A few more hits were to follow before his breakthrough performance in the blockbuster motion picture Die Hard. The film was one of the highest-grossing films of 1998. The movie skyrocketed Bruce's career.
Wait for my go. Stay with this man. It's your job to keep him alive.
His career was more than alive as the offers began to roll in. Bruce had always been a tabloid favourite since his Moonlighting days. He made the headlines in 1998 when his well-documented marriage to Demi came to an end after 13 years. The former couple have 3 daughters together, Ruma Glenn, Scout LaRue and Tallulah Bell. Troubles aside, he followed up his success with impressive performances in Look Who's Talking and the Die Hard sequels. In Look Who's Talking, he was the voice of the baby, Mikey. In 2003, he lent his voice again to play the dog, Spike, in the Rugrats movie.
It's just her feline arrogance.
It was big fun. It was a big, fun process for me doing this thing, and I think it turned out really well.
Other films to his name include Bonfire of Vanities alongside Tom Hanks, Striking Distance and the box office hit Pulp Fiction in 1994.
Hey! Could you give a dog a little warning? I'm trying to do my business here.
Bruce has earned his label as one of the best in the business. His vast array of characters in his list of films that surpasses the half-century has enabled him to win over many fans and become a true star.
Just give me 5 more minutes, baby.